This video I'm going to break down Black Clover episode 162. Wonderful, amazing. Listen, hear this? That there is a clap for the video because it deserves it. Literally, I want to give that episode, you'll hear my rating at the end, so make sure you stay tuned. We're going to talk about Dante, we're going to talk about Asta, we're going to talk about the Black Bulls, we're going to talk about a lot of things that happened and occurred in this episode. And of course, throughout the week I will be dropping other videos about this episode, so make sure you sub, like and comment. Anime with 8 stars, let's get it. I was taken aback by the start of the episode. I see literally Dante just there with the shadow of his demon. I thought it was at the Heart Kingdom. I don't know. Any of you guys, did you think it was at the Heart Kingdom as well? Let me know down in the comment section. But let me see Vanika there just scouting. I thought we was going to see more of her in this episode. We did see a little bit of her, but not as much as I thought we would see. I thought we would have seen her attack the Heart Kingdom. I thought it was her and Dante going to attack the Heart Kingdom. But in fact, we see Dante pull up at the Black Bulls headquarters, which was a bit of a shock to me. I didn't expect to see Asta fight. I didn't even think he'll be in this episode. Anyway, let me trace back to the Heart Kingdom. They have a conversation where they tear all of those type of things there. I was just like, alright, cool. This is a little calm before the storm type of thing. And of course it was, because before we know it, the Heart Queen's guardian spirit, her water spirit, realizes that, wait, hold on, something's going on. Something's happening at our borders, and their borders is literally getting destroyed easy. And we learned that this is due to Vanika, that she's the one doing this assault, and she probably came down with a few of her dark disciples and some soldiers to operate that attack, because we learned that hundreds of mages from the Heart Kingdom were destroyed. I was thinking the mages from the Heart Kingdom was a lot stronger than they were, but looks like that wasn't the case. Then we flash back onto the Black Bulls headquarters, and we see that of course a lot of them was chilling, this and that. Then they realize something. The person that speaks slow, he's the first one to clock, even though he was feeling a bit kind of tired because he was losing or not having enough mana. And they realize that, wait, hold on, who's that floating about? And the individual, of course we knew it was Dante, but at the time they didn't know, was just able to hold the whole base up, floating from the ground. And that was quite interesting to me. That was making me think about his whole power and all of those type of things there. Later on in the episode we learned that it's gravity magic. Of course I'm going to do a video speaking about that, so make sure you sub. But the fact that he was able to do that with ease let us know that this guy is not someone to play with. But of course, until we saw the fighting, that's when we realized that this ain't no joke. Of course we knew that Asta grew, everybody at the Black Bulls grew over the 6 months in time of their training, but all of them tried to attack Dante at once and realized that it weren't that they didn't stand a chance. This guy was just dodging it. He didn't even move at certain points. He was just letting his gravity change the course of the attacks, and it really made me look at his power, look at how he moves. As, wait, hold on, isn't this a bit too soon? Do you know what I'm saying? I was like, you people let me know in the comment section. I was looking at this like, wait, isn't this a bit too soon for Dante to be fighting? Like, I didn't expect him to actually be fighting anybody anytime soon, or at least maybe 2-3 episodes later. Because I was looking at it like, wait, of course he's the strongest, of course he's a boss, but I didn't think Asta and them lot would get a chance to have a fight with him. But of course, what we got to see was some beautiful things for our screen. We see Asta try to take him on, and this guy, I thought he'll be able to clock straight away that Asta had a demon inside him, but he didn't even clock it. And we learn a lot of things that I'm going to touch up on in other videos, because there's a lot of in-depth things that were hinted at and spoken about or shown in certain type of lights in this episode. But anyway, we see that Asta was trying to do his thing, was able to nullify some of his magic, some of the gravity magic. And of course Dante took an interest in this and was like, wait, how is it that someone with no magic is able to have a demon? And we learned in the episode that. But anyway, let me not even push too ahead, let me get into that later on, right? But anyway, see Asta trying to attack, Asta not really getting any of his attack hitting. We see that Dante, even with all the training Asta has acquired, how Asta has grown as an individual, able to defeat one of the guards, right, that was able to use like 20 or 10% of a demon's power easy without breaking a sweat. we seen that Asta's grown, but even with that, he stood no chance against Dante. And this is what I like about Black Clover. It gives a lot of room for the characters to develop and grow, and that there's still a lot for these characters, the main characters, Asta and Yuno, to develop themselves in. We see that Dante pushes himself up to 50% to take Asta on at first, and his 50% seems to be more than enough, even though Asta and his friends were trying to help and all of those type of things there. Of course, the magic cat came into good use that made Asta be able to dodge certain attacks, change his fate, alter reality and those type of things there. But when Dante went and gave her that look, and we're going to speak about Dante having a crush on her and all of those type of things there's calling those women, but when Dante gave her that look and said, "You bad girl," I can't lie, I creased a little bit. I was laughing. I looked at him and he just said, "You know what, say nothing." 60% literally just wiped the cat out easy like that, and he was able to hold them in mid-air by altering the movement of gravity. Of course, Dante wanted to have a conversation with Asta prior before that, and that I'm going to speak about later on in the week as well, so make sure you subscribe. But when he said that, okay, he gave his little speech about humans, how humans are evil, all of these type of things there, Asta realised that, wait, now this guy is something else. Asta told him that, listen, I can prove you wrong. And of course, Dante asked his demon, who on earth is Asta's devil? And we come to find out that, wait, hold on, Dante's devil doesn't even know who Asta's devil is. Dante's devil knew of the word magic devil, right? And of course, speaking about him like a lower caliber of demon. So we learned that Dante's demons are of a high caliber, but they don't know who Asta's one is, so that builds more interest in who Asta is as an individual. Of course, we see a little flashback of Asta's mother. We don't really see her face, but we hear her voice talking to her beloved son, and that's when Dante took out one of Asta's friends to push Asta into this form we see here on screen, where Asta starts to let loose. He goes berserk. Asta lets out all his anger and he's ready to take it out. And we start seeing Asta unleashing certain type of moves in quick succession in ways that he weren't doing before, moving in ways that are erratic, out of control. But hold on, they were playing to Asta's advantage. We're making Dante more interested in Asta. He thought, okay, based on his conversation with his demon, Dante thought, okay, Asta's a small fry, he won't be able to do anything to me, those type of things there. But to his surprise, Asta's keeping up, dodging certain things, repelling certain things, breaking through certain things, and to the point where Asta is able to even land a hit. Let me see a scratch on Dante's face, right? You're gonna see it in a second there. And Dante's of course surprised, thinking, how dare this individual on my face? I was just looking at this episode, trying to take it all in. I was saying to myself, I didn't expect to see none of this. This was happening too quick. I had to slow it down and rewind. Wait, hold on, Asta got a hit in. And of course the episode ends with Dante getting about to become serious about what just occurred. Now this episode was lit, man. I'm gonna give this episode a 9.5. The first part of a little slow, calmer for the storm. Yeah, now I'm switching it to a 9, but this episode was very good. Of course, next episode we'll see. Anyway, I'll do a preview of that when I'll drop that soon. So you people, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell me your thoughts. Of course, there's a lot of hidden things, a lot of little things that was happening and occurred in this episode that I will touch on later on in the week. But anyway, I like this episode. It was great to see. Let me touch on the animation. The animation in this episode was good. The combat style, the slashes, the sword, the text, the movements, other people getting involved, other people realizing that how far they have to go. This episode done a lot. This episode shown a lot. This episode made even Dante's conversation, a little conversation with Asta, where he was really kind of surprised that Asta hasn't gave his will to the demon and who on earth Asta is. that was all interesting to me. But anyway, I said I want to talk about this in other episodes, other videos actually. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully you've enjoyed anime with 8 stars and I'm out.